Hey all, Tabs here, back with some exciting new news in the world of Planet Zoo. So happy update day. So free update 1.6 has just been released alongside the new Africa DLC, and there is some epic stuff in here. Some really useful changes in this one. Everything will be indexed below in the timeline, so if you want to jump ahead, as ever, I'll try and keep this as quick as possible, and we will start with Vista Points. So if you came from Planet Coaster, you'll know these well. They are a handy little way of setting up kind of areas of focus throughout your zoo. So you can link them to habitats or to particular objects. Your guests will gravitate towards that and, you know, admire a view or admire a inferred habitat or something. Next we have a diving extension, so a new set of animals getting the diving extension. So this was something that was sort of clamoured for in the last update and when they did the original release of the diving mechanic. We now see the bears. It's supposed to be all the bears, the polar bears, the grizzly bears, the Formosan black bears and the sun bears, all supposed to deep dive. I've only managed to get the grizzly bears and the polar bears to deep dive. But yes, you can see they do some awesome synchronized swimming under the water. Pretty cool animations here. A whole bunch of different stuff. I could watch these guys for hours. So you just got to make sure they've got enough depth, at least 4 meters in the pool. They don't need the fish feeder, and there is no enrichment requirement or benefit for them having that deep dive mechanic at the moment. Number 3, the arrival of mesh fences and mesh pieces in the game. So this is a standalone piece, a ploppable piece. Basically build your own custom mesh, wire fences, cages, all that sort of stuff. Great for aviaries, anything you want. There's like a little gate piece. There's a lot of these things are recolorable. They don't make a difference really massively, but in a lot of these you can recolor either the frame or the actual metal wire itself. And running alongside that, we have some new ploppable one-way glass. So you don't need to use the barriers for this anymore. Place down your glass pieces, build your custom barriers and such, and they are one way. The interesting thing about these, as I noticed, which I don't know if it's deliberate, but they are actually clearer. If you look, a little side-by-side comparison here. On the right is the original glass piece, on the left is this new one-way piece, and you can see the one on the left is definitely clearer to see through. Free update 1.6 also comes with a whole bunch new sandbox settings. So this is pretty cool, especially for someone like me who plays sandbox most of the time. So I'll put a little screenshot of the forum post that shows all of these, but the ones that are most interesting to me is that you can enable and disable animal defecation. Let's talk about what happens. Let's not talk about what happens when you turn that off, your poor animals. But that's kind of cool. So you'll the side effect of that, I think, the positive side effect of that is that the keepers won't have to be in the habitats anywhere near as much. I will be definitely turning that immediately off. The other ones that are kind of interesting, no escapes. So I think this is a bit of a game changer for people that play sandbox. So you will no longer need to put down loads of elephant grass. Effectively, you can just have everywhere have null barriers and just switch that off and see what happens. I will probably be leaving that on. I think that's definitely something I think I'll leave on. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of these. Awesome to see. We also have the addition of some new camera effects in game. So this little new icon's appeared on the bar down here. Click on it. You get the option to add a vignette. So you'll see this. You've got to apply the vignette. You'll see that it changes the look of the camera. You can also apply filters. So there's a set of these. No real controls of these. We see the arrival of the search function in the UI. So we now have in the animal management screen, you have the option to search. So you can't search by the name of an animal. You notice there's a name of the animal. It's eBun there. It doesn't work. But it will let you search by the species, which is probably actually much more useful. If you're looking for a particular one, that's how you find them. This same applies to animal trading. So we have in animal storage, in the animal market, as well as in the exhibit animals and the exhibit animal storage. Next up, we have the option for custom audio. So I think this was supposed to be added in free update 1.5. I might be wrong. I vaguely remember it from the patch notes there. But yeah, you can now customize the audio that comes out of the speakers, much in the way that you can edit your custom billboards. You can now add audio to these. So these are the 4 that you can use: the 2 ambient speakers, the 2 education speakers. You have to make sure you have a piece of custom audio in those formats: MP3, WAV, WMA, all the standard ones basically, sitting in a folder which is sitting alongside that billboard images. It says music, but you can use any old audio. So just select it, add it into the game, and you will now be getting your custom audio.
That's so strong that not even a bear could break into it.
Super cool. So yeah, you can add whatever you want. You can do a bit of a David Attenborough as I did there, or whatever you like. So not only will they be splishing and splashing and diving down into underwater areas, but the polar bears have some additional changes coming in 1.6. So we have finally seen the reduction of some of the hard parameters that we had around polar bears since their arrival in the Arctic back whenever that was. So we see some significant reductions here. The overall habitat size is reduced from 6,000 to 3,250, as well as the reduction in the additional requirement that happens when you add a second one. Their water requirement has gone from 2,000 to 720. They have been given some more enrichment items, which is awesome, and they are also now allowed to have the Asia and taiga biome foliage and stuff, which is also really cool. So they'll be a bit more interesting to look at, not quite so massive and barren. And last but by no means least, we have an additional update to the amount of storage. So your storage capacity has been improved significantly. It was 50 before, we now have 200. The same applies to exhibits. So that's it. Free update 1.6. Thank you very much to Frontier for the early access to this. Very much appreciated. Do make sure you download this as soon as you can and check out the new stuff that's coming up on the Africa DLC. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall leave you with some more beautiful bears swimming. Take it easy.